Hey folks, in today's Conundrum we will cover the case of Donald Harvey, an American serial killer who unleashed terror as a hospital orderly between 1970 and 1987. He claimed to have taken the lives of 87 people, though official estimates place the number between 37 and 57 victims. Initially, Harvey said he killed to ease the pain of mostly cardiac patients by smothering them with their pillows. However, his motivations twisted over time, and he embraced a self-proclaimed identity as an angel of death. Welcome back to Conundrum, where we delve into the minds and history of serial killers. If you like this type of content, please subscribe, and put the notifications bell on so you don't miss any of my future uploads. Thank you for being here. Donald Harvey's life began in Hamilton, Ohio, on April 15, 1952. He was the eldest of 3 children born to Ray and Goldie Harvey, who struggled as tobacco farmers in the small Appalachian town of Boonville, Kentucky. They were devoted members of the local Baptist church, seeking solace and strength in their faith. Tragically, Harvey's childhood was marred by the unspeakable acts of sexual abuse. From the tender age of 5 until he reached 18, he suffered at the hands of both an uncle and a neighbor. The weight of this secret burden was carried silently, known only to his sister and revealed to her after the abuse finally ceased. Education proved to be a challenge for Harvey as well. He made the difficult decision to drop out of school during the 9th grade, feeling disconnected from the traditional academic environment. However, he refused to let his lack of formal education define him. In 1968, he sought to improve himself by earning a General Education Development (GED) certificate through a correspondence school. Harvey's life took a tumultuous turn when he found himself entangled in criminal activities. In March 1971, he was arrested for burglary, a desperate act that would change his trajectory. Seeking a fresh start, he enlisted in the United States Air Force, hoping for stability and a sense of purpose. Sadly, his time in the military was plagued by inner turmoil. 2 suicide attempts brought him to the brink of despair, ultimately leading to his discharge after just 9 months of service. It was during this period of personal crisis that Harvey began to accept his own homosexuality, a process of self-discovery and understanding. The early events in Donald Harvey's life were marked by hardship, trauma, and personal struggles. The abuse he endured, coupled with the challenges he faced in education and his military service, shaped the path he would ultimately take. These formative experiences, combined with the darkness that lurked within, set the stage for a series of horrifying crimes that would shock the nation and forever stain his name in infamy. Murders consumed Harvey's life as he embarked on a chilling spree of death and destruction. At the age of 18, he ventured into the medical field, starting his ominous journey as an orderly at Marymount Hospital in London, Kentucky. Little did anyone suspect that behind his seemingly caring demeanor lurked a remorseless killer. Confessions later revealed the chilling truth. During his 10-month tenure at the hospital, Harvey claimed to have taken the lives of at least a dozen patients. His first victim met their demise in the presence of Danny George, a young 12-year-old boy. Harvey's motives were complex and twisted. He professed a sense of empathy, seeking to relieve the suffering of the terminally ill. However, a deeper, darker force fueled his actions, an anger that drove him to unleash death upon his unsuspecting victims. Unlike most serial killers, Harvey had no specific targets in mind. Men and women of all ages, races, ethnicities, and backgrounds fell victim to his lethal hands. The only common thread among them was their shared status as cardiac patients. This indiscriminate choice further cemented the horror of his deeds. The true extent of Harvey's reign of terror may never be fully known. His crimes remained undetected for a chillingly long time. Operating without a set modus operandi, he employed a range of methods to snuff out lives. Arsenic, cyanide, insulin, suffocation, and an array of poisons became his instruments of death. He even resorted to insidious acts such as administering tainted fluids that carried hepatitis B, causing illness but sparing victims from HIV infection. Harvey's sickening creativity extended to inserting a coat hanger into a catheter, leading to abdominal punctures and fatal peritonitis. Among his preferred methods, cyanide and arsenic reigned supreme, often delivered through unsuspecting meals or injections. The hospitals where Harvey worked became haunting grounds for his atrocities. Marymount Hospital, Cincinnati VA Medical Hospital, and Cincinnati's Drake Memorial Hospital served as backdrops to his heinous acts. Whether he posed as an orderly or an autopsy assistant, he exploited his access to unsuspecting victims. However, Harvey's murderous impulses were not confined solely to helpless patients. When he suspected his lover and roommate, Carl Howiller, of straying, he resorted to poisoning his meals with arsenic, ensuring Howiller's confinement within their apartment. Two neighbors also fell prey to his deadly machinations. Diane Alexander was sickened by hepatitis serum surreptitiously added to her drink, while Helen Metzger met her end through a poisoned pie laced with arsenic. Even Howiller's father, Henry, was not spared, succumbing to the same toxic fate. Donald Harvey's hidden crimes finally came to light in March 1987. The autopsy of John Powell, who had passed away after months on life support, revealed a startling amount of cyanide in his system. Investigators discovered that Harvey had been forced to resign from the Cincinnati VA hospital due to his involvement in occult rituals and stealing body parts. When questioned, Harvey confessed to Powell's murder, admitting to euthanizing him with cyanide. Pat Menarson, an anchor at Cincinnati station WCPO-TV, questioned the sudden transformation of someone who had cared for patients for nearly 2 decades. During his report, Menarson raised the question of other deaths. Nurses from Drake Memorial Hospital, who had noticed an increase in fatalities during Harvey's employment but were silenced by administrators, reached out to Menarson. They provided evidence linking Harvey to at least 10 additional murders. Menarson embarked on a thorough investigation, uncovering enough evidence to link Harvey to 24 murders in a span of 4 years. Harvey had managed to remain undetected by working in an area where patient survival was not expected. Harvey's lawyer, Bill Whalen, aware of the potential consequences, confronted Harvey about additional killings. Harvey estimated that he had taken the lives of around 70 people. Realizing the gravity of the situation, Whalen offered a plea bargain to save his client from the death penalty. Harvey agreed to a life sentence without parole and confessed to all his murders. Prosecutors accepted the deal, and Harvey admitted to killing 24 individuals in a lengthy session. In August 1987, Harvey pleaded guilty to 24 counts of first-degree murder and received 3 concurrent life sentences. However, the possibility of the death penalty remained if more murders surfaced. In November, Harvey pleaded guilty in Laurel County Circuit Court to the killing of 9 patients at Marymount in the 1970s. He received an additional sentence of life plus 20 years, concurrent with the Ohio sentence. Harvey ultimately confessed to 37 murders, though he claimed the actual number could be as high as 50. Harvey entered the Ohio prison system on October 26, 1987, beginning his life behind bars. On March 28, 2017, authorities reported that Harvey had suffered severe injuries in his cell. He succumbed to his wounds on March 30, 2017. Inmate James Elliott was later charged with aggravated murder and other related charges for Harvey's death. In September 2019, Elliott was sentenced to 25 years to life in prison after pleading guilty to the killing. Initially ordered to run consecutively to his existing sentences, the terms were later changed to run concurrently. Elliott would have become eligible for parole in 2046, at the age of 71. The case of Donald Harvey unveils a disturbing reality. Those who should be our guardians and healers can sometimes become our worst nightmares. Harvey's ability to hide his crimes while working as a hospital employee emphasizes the importance of thorough screening and vigilance within healthcare institutions. This unsettling truth reminds us to be cautious and demand accountability, while also recognizing the bravery of those who fought for justice. It serves as a stark reminder of the fragility of trust and the imperative need for safeguards to protect the vulnerable in our society. Thank you all for watching. I hope you liked this video. I am Alex and this is Conundrum. Stay curious and stay safe.